Hey guys, it's Sarah and I'm about to get started on my last layout using the Noel Mignon April kit called Let's Get Lost. So for this last one, this week we are challenging everyone to do something relating to under the stars. So it could either be something that's located outside or just something with stars all over your layout. So I'm going to kind of go both ways here. I am going to actually redo a layout. I have this 2-page layout that I made about the Grand Canyon, and I made this quite a while ago when I was still kind of a little bit beginning in my scrapbooking, and I just don't like it. This has always been one that when I think about layouts, I would want to redo, or just ones that I wasn't super happy with. This one always comes to mind. I'm just not happy with this one. What I did was I tried to like rip a bunch of papers and kind of layer them and make them kind of similar to what the Grand Canyon looks like as far as like, you know, the different levels and things. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. And I did some colored vellum here too, but you can see the adhesive behind it. It's very plain. As you can see, I just used letter stickers and a couple of leaves and that's it. So this one has not been my favorite. So I'm going to use this kit to redo this layout. I am excited about the new direction I'm going to go. I also have this handout from the actual park when we went. I don't think I'm going to keep this. I don't know. We're going to have to see when I pull it up. If I even can pull it up. I can. But it's ripping. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to toss that because it's completely coming up and ripping, but that's fine. It's not something I've ever looked at. And we went back in 2008. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm really excited just to redo this one. And I am going to do a 2-page layout as well. So, I have picked 2 pieces of paper from the kit. I have reprinted my pictures here. I have these in a 4x6 now, and these are of my husband holding Kaylin. She was probably 3 months old in this picture, and then myself holding Kaylin, and she's crying in mine, of course. She cried in all the ones she took with me. It's fantastic. So those will be on one page, and it's probably going to be on this one right here. It's from Fancy Pants, and it's like a notebook ledger. And then on this one here, which has these beautiful mountains, this looks much more like the Grand Canyon. And I have 6 3x3s that I printed out, just some of my favorites from the canyon itself. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that. I'm going to keep this side a little bit more simple because I want to be able to see the pattern besides, you know, underneath the pictures and stuff. So I'm not going to do too much to this one, but on this side is where I'll do like, you know, my title and all the more embellishing over on this plainer type of paper. Cause I really just want you to be able to see this pattern behind the pictures here. And I'm going to have 6 of them. So it's going to take up a good amount of space, and I am going to go ahead and get started. All right, so I'm going to start over on this side here. This is going to be where my title is going to be and kind of the left side of the layout here. So I know I'm going to use these 2 larger pictures, so I'm going to go ahead and get those situated. And I have this scrap piece of paper here, and this is from, I don't remember. Let me see if I can figure it out. Oh, that is from Fancy Pants, I believe. And it was one that had the wheat stalks on it before, or on the B side of that. And then, you know, this side is just like a navy. And then I have that We Are Memory Keepers Arrow paper. And then this one here, which has leaves on it. And that's from Fancy Pants as well. So I'm kind of just using up a bunch of my papers I've already cut into, and I'm going to use them to do some layering. So I kind of know how I want everything to be, so I'm going to go ahead and just make sure everything's going to fit correctly. And then I pick this up and turn it over, and it has that really nice wood grain, and it's like a pink wood grain almost, so I'm going to use that as well. And then I had to find a piece of wax paper because I had one that, you know, I just kind of used it up for a while, and it wasn't on my desk, and I had to get up and go find it. And I'm going to use these stickers here. These are called High Five, and I'm going to spell out Grand Canyon. So I'm just going to do that, and it fits really, really nicely down here on the bottom. And then I'm going to use these We Are Memory Keeper stickers and use THE, so the, and I'm gonna kind of, I'm gonna put it on its side here, right along the G. And I like that. I'm going to go back and forth a little bit about exactly where I'm going to put it though. Not quite yet. First, I know I want to ink up the edges of these papers here, and I'm going to do a banner with this one. So I'm just going to do a little dovetail here for that. And then I'm going to use some Distress ink from Tim Holtz, and the color that I use there is Weathered Wood. So it's kind of a bluish, almost like a bluish gray. So I'm just going to use that to ink up the edges of all three of these papers here, to give them both definition and to help bring them together too. So I'm just going to ink up almost all the edges. On this one here, I'm going to leave one edge only a little bit inked up because I know the rest of it will be covered up, so I'm not going to worry about doing the entire thing there. And then I'm going to go ahead and get everything situated again here, make sure I have it where I want it, and then get everything stuck down. And then this one will go down here. It's nice to have those lines on the background paper there too. It really helps me keep everything straight. I can kind of line it up against the lines. Now for the title, I'm going to go back and forth. I think about doing it on the bottom like that, like the way I had it, and then I look at it up here as well, and I thought maybe it could go nicely up here, kind of fill in this little space. But ultimately I'm going to go for the bottom because I'm going to use that space up there to do some embellishing instead. But I am going to think about it here for a second. So this trip was taken back in 2008, and it was when my husband and I were moving. So we were moving from California, which was our first duty station in the Air Force. We lived there for 6 years, and we were moving to Florida. My husband was getting ready to start his officer training, and then I was going to be moving in with my parents for that 3 months that he was going to be gone. We were kind of in limbo. Because he was going to be gone for 3 months doing his training, and where we live in Florida, we were only 3 hours away from his training, so it was kind of nice. We were a little bit closer, and we had that support with me and a brand new baby and, you know, all that stuff. And then we were going to be moving anyway, so we just went ahead and moved back in with my parents for 3 months during that time, and it was great. So we were literally driving from California to Florida together, right after we had packed up all our stuff and were ready to move. So we kind of took our time driving, and you know, we stayed a night in Las Vegas, and then the next day we did the Grand Canyon. So it was really cool. Neither one of us had been there. I think I maybe went in high school. We did like a big band trip to Phoenix to do a competition, and I'm pretty sure I went with my parents, but I don't really remember it. So it was nice to go with my husband and kind of experience that together. So that was really nice. And he had never been. Okay, so while I was talking, I put down some washi tape, that little black washi tape with gold, and then some stickers from We Are Memory Keepers, and I'm going to put a couple more of these stickers down as well. And then I put down that puffy sticker from Pink Paisley, the little heart that has the mountains on it, and that is an echo from the paper that I'm about to use on the second layout, so that kind of really helps tie it in together. And then this one here says, "You're never too old to go outside," and then I have that star there from that Thickers pack. And I wanted to make sure I use some stars because that is part of the challenge as well. Okay, so now on to the second part of the layout here. So I am using this leftover teal cardstock that I used on my last layout, and I'm going to use this to mount my pictures on. So I'm just lining them up here, trying to get them as straight as I can, and then I will cut them down and clean up the edges. But it's going to have a very, very thin teal matte on all of these pictures here. And I have 6 pictures from the Grand Canyon. These are just kind of my favorites, and they are a 3x3 size. And so yeah, I really like how that puffy sticker from Pink Paisley was on that sticker sheet, because it really helps tie in that pattern as well. So when you look at it together, you're going to see that it's kind of a cohesive unit. So I love it when that happens. So this background paper here with the mountains, that is from Pink Paisley. And then I will just use a couple little scraps here and there as well. All right, so I don't want to cover up too much of the paper because I want it to be able to, I want you to be able to tell that it's mountains back there. So I'm going to start like this. I am going to end up kind of pushing them further apart a bit, and moving those down and that, so that kind of helps you can see the paper a little bit better that way. And then now I'm going to center them. I'm using my ruler to kind of make sure I'm getting them right towards the center, and then I'll just eyeball the rest of it. Just erasing my pencil marks there. And then I will get the rest of my pictures put down. I'm not measuring these as far as, making sure they're the same width apart. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Now, I do need to do some embellishing. I don't want to do too much though. I just don't want to cover up much of that paper, but definitely along the bottom here, like, it's almost fully gray. So you can definitely, add some stuff and not miss out on any of the pattern. But I take that little floral from the We Are Memory Keepers sticker sheet, and I cut it in half, and I use some on the top, some on the bottom. This little sticker right here says "Life is a Grand Adventure," which was kind of perfect because I'm talking about the Grand Canyon. So that kind of ties in nicely. And then this one here says "Go outside," and it kind of takes me a little bit of time. I cut out a lot of this video because a lot of it is just me thinking and like just looking through stuff. But I'm just trying to figure out, how much do I want to embellish, and all that, because it wasn't coming together quite as nicely as I wanted it to. But then I remembered I used this paper on the other side, so I'm going to use a little bit here too, and I cut that into a banner just like the other one, so I'm kind of echoing this little pattern here, and I'm going to ink it up like I did the other side. And then I'm going to stick that right underneath here, and I'm going to put it underneath the sticker. So the sticker ripped a little bit when I pulled it up on the bottom, but once I put it back down, you really can't tell. So just a teeny tiny rip. Okay, so I have this paper here from Chamel, and it has these really cool triangles that are they look a little bit like hearts as well. So I'm going to cut out one of these, and it was the best colors here. So I'm going to stick that up here as well. And I'm really just looking at it going, it needs more, it needs more. I don't want too much. Then I remember the stars, which is one of the whole points of the challenge here, is to, use stars. So I used those up, and then I'm going to add some Heidi Swapp Color Mist or Color Shine, and this is in the color Ocean. So I'm going to do some droplets all over both of the papers here. So I'm just adding some here, making sure I get some big splotches. And then I'm going to bring the other side up as well, and I'm going to do some on here too. And then that really helps tie it together as well. And then that is going to be it. That completes my layout. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about the coloring. The sun was just like not cooperating with me that day. But let me know if you guys have any questions, and I will leave a link down below to Noel's website if you guys want to check it out. They're fantastic kits. I highly recommend them, and I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day.